And Chris's internet froze on my end.
I'm not frozen.
Again.
I just stopped. Oh, no,
because
I
of
am frozen.
technical
Shit.
difficulties.
This is going to be
say hi.
unlistenable. I'm gonna fucking
Bullshit.
do what I do today.
This is probably the worst thing that's happening on Earth right now.
We're all dead with Chris and Matt, two idiots, friends in a great big chat. Meet the boys and hear their words. Their brains are full of stinky old turds. But what would you rather do instead? We're all dead. We're all dead. We're all dead.
And we're back. I'm not sure if we're gonna use what we did before because my internet crapped out. Oh, yeah.
But it's looking so good, dude. It's looking so fresh and so clean.
So fresh and so clean. That's right. We are back. Or you're hearing us for the first time. I am Chris. This is Matt.
I'm Matt.
Yes.
My name's Matt Perry, the coolest of the two.
Yep. I am the one who desperately wishes to be as cool as the other. Good old Chrissy D up in the house.
Hey, guys.
That's why I'm not cool. Because I just said something like that.
That's the first time we've ever said our names in the beginning of a podcast.
Yeah. Yep.
Also, I'm going to throw out our email, we're all dead podcast @gmail.com.
You know, we didn't really think through
complain.
the whole. We didn't think through the whole apostrophe in the name thing. Whenever we're like,
it's we're
starting a social channel, and
it's
like,
we're all dead.
It's we're all dead. So we, against our own wishes, this is a past tense podcast, past tense only.
I mean,
We're
it makes
all
sense. It makes sense.
It does. I mean, yeah, people will get it. It's fine.
We've always
But it's also
been
long.
dead.
We're all dead podcast @gmail.com /GeoCities/blogspot
Alta Vista.
.web.ultra.
Guys,
Horse.
just guys, ask Jeeves about us. And
yeah, dude. Ask
he'll
Jeeves
tell
about
you.
us. He'll send you straight
Perfect.
to Bing.
Chris's internet's freezing up again.
Nope.
Oh, it's back.
It's not. We're
Chris,
gonna.
how
Yep.
the fuck is your week going?
Oh man. All right. Well, for those who are watching on YouTube, they can see my Lynchian hair. I look like David Lynch in his
And Eraserhead.
Yeah, it's just like it's all out there. It's floppy. It's floppy and fun. I am unshowered, wearing yesterday's clothes that I wore to the office. I've had a week. And
Nice.
yeah. Now it's Saturday. They're like, this is this is the closest we have ever recorded to when we're going to be shipping an episode. Like,
Yes.
this comes out on Tuesdays. This is the Saturday before.
Yeah, so
We're
we can
talking-
do fresh topics, baby, right off the top of the news.
Right off the
As
dome, baby.
bad as your week is, or as stressful as it is, it's nowhere close as stressful as the week that the director of 47 Ronin from Netflix is having.
Oh my God.
His
47
name is,
Ronin. So real quick.
Yeah.
You saw it, right?
I have not watched 47 Ronin.
I remember seeing like the poster. It was an option when I was on Netflix at one point. And I was like, huh, looks kind of cool. Maybe.
I thought
like
it
an action
was-
movie, right? Isn't it?
I thought it was a Japanese samurai film. And then I noticed Keanu Reeves is in it.
Ah, that's what I remembered.
And
yeah, okay.
now that I've seen a picture of the director, the director looks like a fat Keanu Reeves. He's just like
man.
he looks like Keanu Reeves who got a bicycle pump put in his mouth.
if cartoon logic ruled the universe.
So this movie, all right. So there's a movie called 47 Ronin, some action film on Netflix.
Yeah.
The guy who directed it, his name is Carl Wrench.
No, it's not, is it?
Dude, it's because I kept reading it.
Carl Wrench?
It's
gotta be-
RINSCH, and I was
Wrench.
like,
Wrench?
Wrench. Then I just
Wrench.
I go, wait, Carl Wrench. Okay. So Mr. Wrench fucking threw a wrench into his own butthole.
You.
Dude,
Oh, you son of a.
So-
It is Carl Wrench. What is he? A Swede?
I think he's a shithead American. He's a douchebag from LA. I don't know. Okay, so get this. So this guy's his first movie is 47 Ronin. I do not know how he got a movie that big. I think he's a great bullshitter, possibly. Oh yeah.
Well,
Well, okay.
the story you're about
Everything-
to tell indicates that is true.
Everything
100%.
I'm about to say is alleged. This is a podcast, and this is all alleged. So
Yeah, we're
Carl-
we're just ripping it from the headlines, baby. Your place for current events. We're
So
all dead.
So I heard that his movie was pretty cool. And I some people I know liked it, and they're like, yeah, it was a cool whatever action film. And so Netflix is like, all right, this guy's good. The movie did really well on their platform. So he pitched them a sci-fi series. The sci-fi series was called White Horse, and then it was changed to Conquest at some point. Netflix spent, I believe, about 50 million. They gave 50 million to this guy's company, which is like Wrench Productions or some shit like that.
Yeah, Wrench Incorporated.
Yeah.
No,
so-
sorry. The real name is Wrench Money Laundering Operation Incorporated.
Allegedly. So they give this dude this big check, and then he's developing the show. So I guess he pitched it. He probably gave them 10 episodes of an outline or 12 episodes. And they start asking, they're like, where, how's it going? Blah, blah, blah. And he's not producing anything after a while. And he's like, I need more money. And they're like, how much more? And I think he asked for 12, it was 12 or 14, something like that, like 14 million more dollars.
Yeah.
I think that this thing, I think it ended up being like 100 million Netflix spent, got nothing, and wrote it off as a loss. Like, it's like $68 million they wrote off as a loss.
Yeah,
on their
Netflix was like,
taxes.
well, we'll pay $0 in taxes because this is all gone.
And it's probably not the first time they've written a show off like
Yeah,
that.
of course.
That's
That's a common practice.
Yeah. So then Netflix is something goes down where they're like, this dude stole that 14 million. They're like, they allege like that extra 14 he just took.
Yeah.
So the
So-
FBI looks into it, and the FBI is like, we found out what this guy spent your extra 14 mil on, and it's mind-boggling.
Dude.
And I want to in a minute. All right, I want to talk through like, what if we did this? Like, what if one of us did this? This dude is out of his fucking mind, allegedly.
yeah. Allegedly.
He's a
Allegedly,
psychopath.
he's a complete maniac. I just pulled up this like
I think I
just
have
a
notes.
random article just to just triple check our memory on all this because
Yes.
I did look at it a little earlier this week when it was like top headline on like Deadline or whatever. But dude, Wrench used so the he's being indicted for misusing the 11 million.
Okay.
That's the latest payment in a total $55 million Netflix gave Wrench to direct a sci-fi series named Conquest. He used that last 11 million to invest in the stock market and buy Dogecoin. Then he used, which already is hilarious.
Doge.
Yeah, he invested in some Dogecoin Then he used his earnings to buy 5 Rolls Royces, a Ferrari, and a $387,000 watch,
All right, let's
amongst
slow down.
other things.
Okay, the other things
Yeah.
get even more spectacular, in my opinion.
I
but
mean, just
let's slow down for 1 sec. Okay, so this didn't happen like this year either. He put millions into crypto and Doge when it was, I think, going down. I think
Yeah.
he lost some money in the crypto markets.
yeah. This
So
was after 2021, the Doge. Actually, it could have been right when it happened. But if he did any large investment, he could have been
Maybe.
manipulating the Doge market, like
sure.
falsely inflating it. A little pump and dump. Maybe he made some money off of it.
Guessing from his spending habits, I'm going to guess he did not make any money. He seems like a freak panicker or something. Like, okay, so
I mean, who knows?
I have a feeling he spent a lot of money. So first things first, he's like, oh yeah, he's already being sued by somebody else.
Oh, really?
So over
Oh, wow.
$1 million of this 11 million is going to his lawyers to fight another lawsuit. That's a part of it. So he's probably like, all right, now I'm in the fucking hole. Here's the deal. I'm in the hole. All right. What if I just buy some Dogecoin? I can make that money back real quick.
Yeah.
Dude, he
just
had
make
to
it-
go in a spiral, a downward spiral. And then he goes, maybe Doge went up. And he's like, you know what? I think I'm going to clear it plus some. It's Rolls Royce time. Now we're talking about Rolls Royce #1, dude. You know.
Dude, what was
All
that
right.
like? He's like going to the Rolls Royce dealership and
Yes.
I'll take 5 of these,
Okay.
please.
But you know, he probably had just got one and was like, all right, if anyone ever comes looking, I'm fucked. I can't buy a Rolls Royce with the money they gave me to make a TV show. You like, all right, fuck it, I'm in. Just do it, Rolls Royce. And then he's like, dude, all right, I got 1 Rolls Royce. What about 2 Rolls Royces? I'm already fucked. Let's get 2. And
Might
then
as
it's
well.
dude. When you're buying the 4th Rolls Royce, do you just go,
Yeah.
I am a pig. I'm a money pig.
Yeah, I am.
I'm a Rolls Royce hog.
Oink oink, baby. That's how we do it when you're already in a burning house. What's a little gasoline?
And
May
then
as well.
yeah. And then a week later he's like, man, you know what? I don't know why I bought that 4th Rolls Royce. I need to mix it up. What about a Lambo? Sick.
Yeah.
What was
Do you guys have a Ferrari that looks like a Rolls Royce? Because I kind of want to stick in the
His
same
neighbor-
zone here.
dude, his neighbor in LA is probably like some doctor or something. And it's just like looking at this guy's place and he's like, he just moved in and bought 5 cars. and the doctor's like,
Guys,
hey,
I have
what do you
the
do for a
garage
living?
space.
it's like, what do you do for a living? And the guy's like, oh, I directed 1 movie. He's like, what? 1 movie? What the fuck?
Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, he had to direct other stuff. That's the one thing I don't know anything else about him. He had to have had a career.
47 Ronin
is he a
was
commercial
his
director?
was his debut feature. So yeah, he was probably like a
Probably a
commercial or
commercial
music
guy.
video dude or something.
Yeah,
He
oh, yeah,
seems
could be.
like a real cool dude. He has a little samurai ponytail himself. He has Keanu's hair. I'm telling you, he wants to be Keanu.
He just
got
loves that
Keanu.
samurai hairstyle, dog.
It's why he
just
I'm sure he went after
loves it,
Keanu.
dude.
Dude, he saw Keanu's car collection and was like, Yeah, well, I'm kind of thinking about getting like I don't know 5 luxury
Yeah.
cars myself, Keanu.
Yeah. He's
I'm cool. I'm cool too.
He's like, yeah. Here, let me live as if I've had a 40-year-long career starring in films and have the residuals to support this mortgage and like all these cars. Like,
If Martin
Holy
Scorsese
shit.
bought 5 Rolls Royces, he would be like, "This is nuts, Martin. What have you done? What a waste!" Oh, dude, a $600,000 watch. 600,000. I have a notice. It's 652,000 for watches and clothing.
lavish.
Oh yeah,
Well,
we did.
yeah,
So we still haven't gotten to the biggest purchase, which is my favorite. Do you know?
It's, I don't think it's.
It's
okay,
It's
so-
the most insane one to me.
Okay. What is it?
He spent. Okay, I'll tell you what he purchased, and then I'll tell you what he spent on it.
Okay.
He bought 2 mattresses.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So we're talking maybe
Like-
maximum $5,000.
In the last year, I spent. I bought 2 mattresses myself, actually,
Huh.
and then he bought the bedding and the linens.
Okay.
go
Oh,
with-
you've got to have linens.
Well, of course, I mean you have
yeah,
to
yeah. Got to have
make
those.
your bed.
Yeah. I wonder what thread count he got.
Yeah, probably pretty high because
Oh.
the mattresses and bed linens together cost over $1 million.
What the fuck is he buying?
Holy fuck!
I
Dude,
mean,
so
come
the
on,
mattresses,
man.
the mattresses were over 300,000 each.
Jesus Christ. That is just egregious. Why?
Dude, I think you could buy King Louis the 14th's mattress for less than that.
I'm gonna buy some historical mattresses. Yeah, I don't know.
What an
I
alleged
think you're not.
dickhead.
I think you're
What?
first off, you are judging him too harshly. Okay.
What?
Look.
All
Think
right.
about this, okay?
You're in his
You
position.
spend 8 hours a night sleeping, or 3 hours a night in his case from all the cocaine. But either way,
allegedly.
allegedly, he the name of this episode is allegedly.
Yeah. Did not mention drug use at all, by the way.
Yeah. I mean,
By the way,
what
everyone
is
in
this?
LA
It's
does
the
cocaine.
elephant in the room. I mean, who loves spending money more than a inflated ego person spiraling out of control because of their drug use? That's got to be the underlying story here, most likely.
I mean,
But
if I
back
went
to beds,
to,
you spend a
Oh, yeah.
third of your life sleeping.
yep, okay,
You gotta get a lot of threads to sleep on, so that thread count better be up there. And you pillows, linens.
right. I mean, you can't have a crappy pillow, I guess.
You gotta imagine also for all the coke parties, allegedly, you gotta have like high quality bedding for all of the supermodels that you're bringing home.
Of course.
with ya.
Well, you're gonna bring home. I mean, like cars, dude. You got to bring home 5 at a time, and they're all $4,000 an hour.
Yeah, I wow. We just like jokingly, we just opened up a whole different can of worms that possibly.
I
Yeah,
mean, look,
he-
when you're like, I mean, honest, you're like, Netflix is spending, like almost like 60 million or whatever on my TV show. If I'm not completely rested, better than anyone in history,
Yeah,
I will
that's a
not
production expense.
be able to make the show Conquest. This dude is conquesting so hard.
Well, so if he bought that right for his Los Angeles presumably mansion,
I'm guessing it's pretty big.
I would imagine. So, first off,
It's at least a two
bedroom.
Yeah, it's
in
at least
Beverly
two bedrooms
Hills.
because
It's
I
at
mean,
least 2 bedrooms.
we got 2 mattresses, dude.
2-bedroom, 5-car garage. Okay.
Which they probably have. In
Love to
Beverly
see
Hills.
that on Zillow. But so if he's doing that, and I saw in this article they filmed in Brazil and Hungary, wasn't it?
For
Brazil?
47
Yeah. So anyway,
Ronin? Or
no,
for the show he was trying to
for,
make?
for the show Conquest.
So he did film some.
Yeah, no, they definitely feel okay. So here it is: Brazil, Uruguay, and Budapest. So
oh my God.
he bought these. So you can imagine at least a
Wait
couple
a
weeks
minute.
for each schedule that
What
he's
goes on? Wait,
in each
let's,
country.
Let's take
So
these
he's
one
not
at a
even
time.
sleeping in the beds that he bought for millions of dollars. He's not even sleeping in them
So wait,
to
what's
rest.
what was the first place?
Brazil.
Brazil. Okay, that's the number 1 cocaine exporter in the world. I think that's where it all traffics out of.
Colombia, just north
Well,
of
doesn't-
Brazil.
well,
It's cheap in Brazil,
according-
probably.
Well, according to I'm basing this on a cocaine trafficker I heard an interview with, but he said you would take like boats and shit to Brazil because you can fly out of there
Yeah,
because they're looking for people in the other countries more.
Yeah.
But also
They-
he
more
was
heat.
arrested, so it didn't work. But anyways, okay, so Brazil, he's partying, big butts, fucking coke, weed, soccer match. He's killing it while he's
having
filming.
fun.
He's
with his
filming
money.
a sci-fi epic in Brazil. Then
Yep.
he goes to where?
Uruguay, right nearby.
Okay, Uruguay.
Uruguay.
So
It's right nearby.
even more beach parties, even more partying, drugs, big
Yeah.
butts.
Yeah, he's living it up in South America. See, this connects to my cocaine narrative that I allegedly made up
And
5
then-
minutes ago.
So then he's like, all right, where's Conquest taking me next? You know what? Enough of the beach, enough of the fucking marimbas. Let's go to Budapest where they fucking do ecstasy and rave hard as
Oh.
fuck, dude. Europe discotheques. Yes. And so he's just in Budapest. Just champagne, ecstasy,
Budapest.
allegedly. Alleged only by us, by the way, not by any news article.
Yeah, there's no one else who's said
No
the
one's
bullshit
alleging
that we're
this.
saying.
Dude, so he's traveling around and he produces nothing of value, and they write off the entire project, dude. What did you
He's
do
like,
in
look, if you
three
keep
countries.
giving me money, I can keep filming.
Dude, I'll film for the rest of my life.
Dude, this could be the most amazing epic ever that spans continents and time. And, all you have to do is give me like $20 million a year and I can make it happen, baby.
What?
10 is for me.
That would be a
The
sick
other 10 is for
contract.
production.
A sweet contract if you're like, you'll get the cut. You'll get a cut of this the day I die. And then you just party so hard while you're filming. So, okay, I looked something up that I have not heard anyone talk about. I looked up the plot of Conquest.
Oh,
I was like,
boy.
what did he pitch? Dude, the plot of Conquest. So the Gesundheit.
Sorry, I had to blow my nose.
Chris
Hopefully
has
you
been
didn't
in,
hear anything.
Sorry, Chris has been in Brazil all day. He had to blow his nose. Norks. So Conquest.
Feed the beast, you know what I mean? The beast is my nose. It's like a fucking Hoover vacuum for cocaine. Okay, well, how did I turn into Macho Man Randy Savage?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I like to slam that white Colombian marching powder right into my nasal cavities. All right,
Let me shut this door. My freaking dogs are barking.
these freaking dogs got excited from all the
All right.
cocaine talk.
So the plot of Conquest, the first two words in it in the log line made me laugh because it
no.
starts with a genius. he like immediately he's like the main character's kind of a genius. So
It's autobiographical.
a genius creates a better species of human. That's so the plot is that
Okay.
they breed a better species of human and then they distribute them around the world in troubled spots so that the world can be like policed or made better, and then they find out that there is an ulterior motive to having these super beings all over the world or whatever. But I was I was just like, dude, he's just a guy like, it's like, what's my sci-fi about? It's like a goddamn genius who makes the world better. Yeah. It's like you always make yourself the main character when you're writing.
Yeah.
Like, because it's always like an everyman who is struggling with whatever overcomes, and then he's just like a goddamn awesome dude with a ponytail.
This
saves the day.
This guy, he's heavily inspired by Japanese samurai culture, and he's a fucking genius. He engineers a new human race, baby.
Interior, we see the main character's fucking Hollywood mansion. There's samurai swords on the walls because he's cool as shit. He's got a giant paper dragon sculpture.
5 supermodels step out of his Rolls Royce and delivers them to his $1 million bedroom.
He sits on a $600,000 mattress, fucking reading a magazine about himself. He's on the cover of the magazine.
Hi, it's me, Larry, Netflix. I wanted to go over the latest draft you gave us. Yeah, I just wanted to go over the latest draft you gave us. It seems like,
yeah, what's up? Huh?
It seems like a lot of price tags made their way. The page count is very high. I think if we just cut the prices of the objects that are on the set, if we cut the prices out of the script, then that will free up like
all these
details.
Look, details inform the character. You got to know that this guy's got a lampshade with pictures of wolves howling on it. And when you turn the lamp on, it's a projector that puts wolves all over the room. What are you talking about?
Look, as cool as a wolf projector is, I really, really think I'd love to see the balance sheet for production. If you don't mind.
I wrote a new scene. What do you think about this? This will help with the story.
All right, I'm listening.
All right, exterior, badass character's mansion. Our cool main character slides into his steaming hot jacuzzi with 14 super smoking babes in it. All the girls tops fly off, and one of them looks. Hold on.
Okay,
one of them looks at him and says,
go ahead. "Okay, yeah,
hey, Leroy, the world's all messed up. We need a super genius like you to save it." And he says, "I'll think about it. Maybe I'll save the world after our orgy."
If you
fade out.
If you hadn't just snorted coke in front of me, I would have assumed from this script that you are on cocaine. You are crazy right now. What is this? This is unwatchable.
You're going to talk to me? A genius like this?
Your character's a genius, not you.
Hey, gotta go. Like a Lamborghini right into a tree.
How did he get that Lamborghini in my office?
He drives the Lambo through the wall of Netflix. Hey, you guys wanted to meet me about something? Like, what the fuck? Where's our TV show at? Just drives into the lobby. Oh, dude.
God, what a maniac.
Fucking
this guy.
Ponytail flipping in the wind of his convertible Rolls Royce.
Do they make those? I don't know.
No, they do now, baby.
They do now. Hey, any car's a convertible if you have a saw to cut the roof off.
It's so great. I mean, I've been working on a Netflix show.
Yeah.
for the last 5 years.
Yep.
It's so funny. Like our entire a season of our show is $50 million, and we
It's crazy.
but like we produce a show.
At the end of it, it's a big hit for Netflix, and they
We have-
love.
We
They
actually
love
have
putting it on.
hundreds. We have hundreds of millions of viewers. It's crazy.
Yeah,
Um,
the
oh.
popularity of that show. It's just because I'm not the demographic. It's so surprising.
yeah.
Like it's huge. And then
It's
when I
just-
see when I see like a random clip from an episode, I'm like, oh wow, there's a lot going on.
Oh, it's hilarious.
There's a lot going on here.
You're just like a boat explodes and a car flips over. You're just
like,
like,
I thought this
"What?"
was about teenagers. Like, how are they like
yeah.
going on, missions in other countries and all? Like, those teenagers are way more exciting than me.
Yeah. They really are. It's just funny, but like all of the work that goes into a full season of our show, like it's 8 months of work, shooting and production, pre-production. It's so much work.
Yeah.
And the idea that all of that work is just thrown into a garbage can and like that guy just took all that work and just threw it away, allegedly.
Allegedly.
No, there's absolutely no show called Conquest coming out.
Yeah,
right now.
no, I doubt it. I wonder who
Anyways.
was in it. I mean, they presumably filmed stuff
Yeah. I wonder
in
who the
all of
actors
those
were.
places.
I wonder if
And-
Keanu was in it.
What I mean, I bet he was
might
probably
have been.
right. I wonder.
Anyways.
See that's I gotta get my
Jesus.
hands on some of that footage. I gotta get hands on that footage, baby.
Yeah. Dude, hey, speaking
Mhm.
of productions, I told you the other day when I was this yesterday? 2 days ago. When I drove from Charleston to Charlotte and then dropped off a bunch of camera gear
Oh yeah.
for a small commercial I worked on. And on the way back, there was some bad traffic getting back into Charleston, and I saw a man in front of me in a pickup truck pull off on the side of the road and run into a marsh to take a shit.
Did he? Did he? Did you see the shitting?
So
How did you know that he was going to go poop in
you
the
could
marsh?
tell there's a certain
The waddle.
there's a certain gait a man has in an urgency.
Poor guy.
And there was a huge, because it was next to a marsh, there was like an 8-foot tall pile of driftwood that had washed up. So he ran probably slightly into the pluff mud behind it.
Oh,
We were 3 minutes from a gas station. He had to go.
that was emergency time. He knew
He had
he was
eaten-
dealing with a mess or an
he ate
awkward
17
walk.
bags of beef jerky and drank 5-hour energy. So that was-
monster.
that
If
was
you
fun
want
to watch.
if you want to shit your pants on the highway, drink Monster Energy.
There is not a trucker that hasn't shit their pants. Not a one.
You have to. That's part of the trucker final test. Before you get your CDL, you have to. They're like, and your pants, are they full of trucker turds or no?
And you have to have no expression on your face and just go, yes.
Yes.
If you wince while you're shitting yourself, you fail. You just have to stare straight ahead driving.
Oops. Oops.
Oh, it's just what a life that is. God,
Man.
dude, robots, come on, get rid of these dudes.
Jesus. Are you advocating for the mass unemployment of the trucking industry?
Yes.
You want robots to drive.
Now,
trucks.
hear me out. Will there be robots at rest stops that will suck the robot truckers' dicks. will robot truckers go on prostitute killing sprees?
Hi, I'm Larry Dynamics from Boston Dynamics. We created all these robots to drive
Larry
these trucks.
Dynamics.
I'm worried that these robots don't have any lot lizard robots to suck their trucker robot dicks. So we got to go back to the drawing board, boys.
We need robot meth that these robots can do so they can stay up for 4 straight days.
Oh,
Hey, why aren't our robot truckers protesting on the Canadian border? Dude, I mean, think about the amount of car accidents that are just from, like, Tracy Morgan got fucking crushed by an 18-wheeler.
That's true.
And the other comic died in that car crash.
Yeah.
And that was just because a Walmart truck driver fell asleep at the wheel.
Yeah, because he was
That's
overworked and underpaid and had to do it to feed his family. Yeah. I mean, there's major safety issues with the way that the industry works.
Dude, you ever see it was the first... Sorry, I just blew into the mic. I thought it was a robot. Never mind.
What?
So, do you ever see the clip? It's when Tracy Morgan... Because Tracy Morgan got really injured during that car crash. He got real fucked up.
He was kind of out of the spotlight for a few years.
It took a while.
Recovered. Yeah.
Yeah. He had a lot of physical therapy and shit. He got wrecked. So but he got a settlement from Walmart that is double what Netflix lost on that show.
Yeah.
Dude, it was huge amount of money.
Yeah.
But the first clip of him ever, like when he came back and he did like a skit on one of the late night shows where he went to the zoo and he's with whoever. It may have been like Jimmy Kimmel or somebody, but they walk into like the LA Zoo and he's like, oh, thanks for bringing me to the zoo. It's cool to see that you're back to your old self or whatever. And Tracy Morgan goes, yo, I bought this zoo. And then he gives him a tour pretending that he owns all the animals. That's very funny.
Here's my tiger.
He's like, yeah, this is my tiger, man. This dude is a badass. Like, just pretending like he bought a
Look
zoo
at those
with his
claws.
Walmart
Look at
money.
those claws. I can't do a Tracy Morgan at all.
I'm gonna get everybody pregnant, dude. He's
Everybody's
so
gonna
funny.
be pregnant.
He's hilarious.
Is that close? No, it's not. Damn.
No, you're
I
way
can't.
off.
I gotta work on my impressions.
Smack that booty. I don't know. I can't do it. He is a funny man. But anyways, dude.
God, he sure is.
Holy hell, man. Sorry, we talked about fucking negative 47 Ronin for a while.
Oh, God.
Negative 47 million Ronin. Fuck, it's just so funny to me.
It's. I mean, it
Like,
is.
dude, why don't you just take
insane.
your awesome paycheck from getting a show made, you dumbass? That's
Yeah.
pretty good money.
Yeah, and I mean,
You're a creator, you're the director, producer, you get paid a pretty good per episode.
yeah. So here's my question: at what point does the FBI get involved?
I think Netflix called them.
They were like, "Hey, can you figure this out? Because this
Yeah.
guy is
Where is our
off.
fucking money?
Yeah, there's no way to know."
So it's wire fraud. So
Yes.
that's
Yeah.
So that's where the
makes it
FBI.
like the FBI's domain.
Yes, that is their shit.
Yeah.
So, oh yeah, we didn't mention this. Just to put a bow on that whole thing. Because of it's like multiple counts of wire fraud and a bunch of other bullshit. He could potentially get life in prison. They're like wire fraud. It carries like a 20-year maximum, and he has like 5 counts or something, whatever it is. It's a bunch. I'm sure he won't. They'll probably do it all. What is it called? When it's all served, it's all at the same time.
Served. Yeah, or what?
No. Shit. It's like if you commit
served sequentially, or not sequentially, but
concurrently.
Concurrently.
Yeah, serving concurrently.
Yeah,
so
you're
you
gonna
might
serve
get whatever.
4 concurrent 20-year sentences. Yeah.
He is Mr. Wrench is innocent in America until proven
Yeah.
guilty.
I mean, check it out. Look at all of our
And I
leaders
stand
now
by
that
him.
we look up to.
Yeah,
They're
dude.
all money laundering megalomaniacs. So
Yeah, they all. So
he should be protected by his own, and he'll probably get a slap on the wrist.
dude.
And probably never work for Netflix again. I don't know. When's his next Netflix show going to come out?
I have a feeling they've tainted the relationship a little bit.
Yeah, he may have burned that bridge just a little bit. I don't know. Jury is still out, allegedly.
Yeah, I have a feeling his career might be over.
Hey, man, there's no such thing as bad publicity. You know what I'm saying?
There's no such thing as bad publicity.
Publicity.
Because publicity doesn't exist.
Publicity? You can't have bad publicity. It's it's a bummer, dude.
I hope I'm that cool one day.
Dude, if I somehow got $11 million to waste, you better believe I'm buying a cool bed.
Oh yeah, for 10 grand. It's so much less.
Yeah, just I mean, how good is that mattress? Fuck. Oh, anyway, all right. Let's stop talking about Wrench. This guy is
fuck Wrench.
I thought you were saying wrench the first time you said it. I was like, oh, what? I didn't remember that part, but
his fucking wife hammer. Well, dude, we're 41 minutes in, and we
got to keep talking about it.
We blazed that topic hard. Oh man. Hey, dude.
Yep.
Have you ever been starstruck?
Oh man.
Like for real, meeting a celebrity. Have you ever actually been like not just been frozen up, not knowing what to do?
Yeah, that's interesting. A little bit, yeah, sure. Yeah. I mean, there's always that element when you meet a celebrity, right? Like I've met a handful
It's weird
through my work, right?
It's weird because you know them and they don't know you.
Yeah.
That's the first part.
Yeah, exactly.
You feel like
you know something about them.
And you don't.
You have a real you hear like, I mean, I've heard comedians talk about this, like comedians who have podcasts that I listen to. They're like, yeah, like someone listens to my podcast and is a fan of my stand-up, and then they see me on the street and they're like, hey man, so what's going on? Like they've known you for years, and you're just like, you are a stranger that has just walked up.
Yeah.
To me. So I have I have never like to be I just try to treat people like humans, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But,
you try.
But I also am like, I don't want to initiate a conversation if I don't have any reason to.
Yes.
You know what I mean? That's the one thing is like, I'm not going to be that guy.
When we're working, which is where we meet most of those types.
Right.
It's like there's no reason for me to speak to this person
right
now.
Yeah. There was one time.
Maybe a hello.
Where, yeah, exactly. It's just like, oh, hey, what's up? You know, nothing. I did awkwardly ask Jason Isaacs. I was working on a pilot with him starring in it. It was called Pleading Guilty in Chicago. It did not get picked up. But Jason Isaacs was working on it, and I was in the locations department. I was like a assistant location manager, or maybe I was a location assistant on that one because I had just kind of restarted my career in Chicago.
Chris made sure they had paperwork so they could film places.
Yeah, I got permits from the city. I got parking. I got extras holding locations. I
took photos of parking lots.
Yeah, I scouted filming locations, and I worked with a very difficult location manager on that one. Or maybe she was an assistant location manager on that at the time, but she hired me, and she was a major pain in the ass. But anyway, I at one point we were about to wrap up filming, and we were I was like, "Hey, do you mind if we get a picture together?" I should give it to you because it's hilarious. It was when I had mega long Jesus hair.
Oh, yeah.
And a scraggly beard that I hadn't cut for like 6 months.
Chris used to be 7 foot tall Jesus.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
And so I just looked like a maniac. I think I had finally like trimmed my beard a little bit, but I still had long hair. And it's a funny picture because he's just like he's just got a nonplussed face. He's like, yeah, okay, sure, I'll take a picture. But
nice.
I was kind of starstruck when I met Chris Rock. I was like,
Yeah.
dude, Chris Rock is
He would definitely-
a legend.
Yes.
You know-
Comedians hit me different than actors.
Oh
'Cause
yeah,
I'm like, actors
100%.
don't. I'm like, you're reading the script like you're acting someone else's thoughts, you're directed, but like Chris
Yeah.
Rock is a creator and
Right.
one of the best comics ever.
I'm
like-
gonna hold on a second.
I think some
Acting is a creative art,
it is for sure.
and
I'm
the
just
best
saying,
ones
like,
do use that base material to create the character.
that's true. They do create
Fuck
a character.
you, Matt. Don't
I'm
you shit talk
saying-
actors? They don't just say their
Fuck
lines and hit
actors.
their mark.
They stink. Fucking, they're C stands that can talk.
It reminds me of that reminds me of the that scene. I think it was in Extras, Ricky Gervais show, where he's
The
talking
best.
to Sir Ian McKellen, and he's like,
It's a great
he's like,
scene.
so what did you do to be
Gandalf.
Gandalf? And
Yeah.
he's like, I pretended to be a wizard. Yeah, I just was like a wizard.
Yeah, and he
I
goes,
s-
those lines I said, I didn't have to think of them. They were written down for me.
They were written down. See, and the people gave me a costume and made me look like a wizard, and I
Dude.
said the lines.
Extras is the
It's so
best
good.
show. It's one of the best shows about film ever.
It's incredible.
Oh, I love how stupid Ian McKellen is. in it. He's so
he
funny.
he just brings acting down to like the like the worst.
It's so funny because
Yeah.
he's so good.
Yeah, he's incredible.
But no,
But
like,
yeah.
but I'm just saying the difference is, Chris Rock
Yes.
is intimidating in that it's like some of his early stand-up specials are maybe some of the greatest specials ever made. Incredible.
And they were so huge. I remember his HBO
it's
special
all
in
him.
the 90s was like amazing. The one where
Yes.
like you
It's the one that never cuts. The camera holds on him and
The
just
entire
travels
time.
for the full special and never cuts once.
That's
and
awesome.
it is wild.
Yeah. And
Um,
yeah, it's great.
anyway,
He's
so
like,
you're
why not
starstruck
make
and-
the bullets more expensive? You know, he's like, people wouldn't be getting shot so much if a bullet was $1,000.
I'm gonna kill you, but first I'm gonna get a second job. I'm gonna put away some money.
You got to be motivated to squeeze a round off.
It's a great bit.
Yeah, it's a funny bit. But anyway,
so-
so when I
yeah, you
met
met
him,
him. Yeah.
it was awesome. We were working, and I was like, it's Chris Rock. This is amazing. I'm standing 5 feet away from Chris Rock. This
And
is
this
cool.
was on the season 4 of Fargo, right?
Yeah, in Chicago. Jason Schwartzman was on that season, and then a bunch of really
Awesome.
amazing Italian actors that like straight out of Italy who were playing like the old school
Yeah.
Italian
mob
gangsters.
early, yeah.
And they were super chill because they didn't have like the American fame thing. They could go be anonymous anywhere,
Right.
so they like would come out with us and hang.
They
And
probably
were
don't know the celebrities they're acting with, so they don't give a fuck. Or-
I don't know.
Like, I don't know.
I've-
A bunch of old Italians know. Oh, well, wait. Jason Schwartzman is a Coppola.
He is a Coppola, so they probably were
Ooh.
aware of him. And
Yo, my unks directed Godfather. What's up?
Francis Ford Coppola. So
That's pretty cool.
I'm like hanging out on set, doing some stuff. I had just been to Paris for my honeymoon earlier that year, and I
Ooh la
saw
la.
a picture that was being used in as like part of the characters. Like he had this North African painting that was like a beheaded figure. I can't remember
Right.
what like who the artist was or what the name of the painting was, but it was in the Musée d'Orsay in Paris, and I
Yeah.
saw the original, and then I saw it on the set, and I was like talking to the set decorator about like, hey, that's so awesome, like where, and so I even talked to Noah Hawley, the creator of the show, who was directing that episode. I talked to him about it too, and
Sweet.
that was weird because when I first met him, I was like, hi Noah, I'm a real big fan of your work, and since I'm so tall, I was like, this is kind of weird, I just finished reading one of your books. And he's like, oh, and I was like, yeah, a conspiracy of tall men. I don't just read tall books about tall people or
That's
with tall in
great.
the title. And he laughed, and I was like, okay, that's a win.
Yeah,
being
nice.
a like corny dad joke to the creator of the show, he at
He'll
least
remember you.
got to know me quickly.
Noah
But-
Hawley is a great. He's an awesome showrunner. I mean, he did a great job, and he's a good writer. Really
Yeah.
great writer.
He actually reminded me of you a little bit.
Oh,
It's interesting. Yeah.
sick,
Yeah. I mean,
dude. Well, he's doing what I want to be doing right now. For he's
yeah.
he's the showrunner for the new Alien show that's on FX.
Oh,
Alien
yeah.
Earth, where they finally get to Earth.
Ooh.
It's gonna be
That sounds
super
awesome.
sick.
Yeah, he's a great writer.
That's cool.
And his ability to direct and work with actors was amazing to watch. He was really, really cool. Big fan of Noah
Nice.
Hawley. I'll always look for his newest projects because he's rad. But yeah, so Chris Rock, I'm like standing near him, looking at this painting, just talked to Noah about it. We're like setting up, and he walks in. He's 5 feet away from me, and he's like start kind of like riffing on a joke, like that. He's just like, no one's like, we're all setting up, and he's just like starts talking, and he looks right at me, and he's like, you know what I'm saying, man? And I was like, yeah, like, all right. And then he starts going off on a bit, and just
Wow, he's like
for, like,
testing material.
like, seriously, 5 minutes of a stand-up
What?
bit. Just while we were setting up, he
That
just
is
started
awesome.
doing a bit in the middle of the set.
Yes.
Before we were, and then it like, we started getting closer to being ready to shoot, and he's like, "Oh shit, I gotta like, I gotta look at my lines again."
Yeah, I have a feeling
I
I was
went off on a rant. It was
It
amazing.
sounds
So-
like he was probably a little nervous too about like acting because it's serious. Like the
Yeah.
show is serious. As
so.
fuck.
That was like
That's awesome.
a couple weeks. Like that was the next to last week of filming, and to see how he was like super nervous in the beginning because he's playing like
Yeah,
he's playing a pretty serious dude who
yeah. I mean,
is
he's
like
he's like a black gangster in the
he's
40s
the leader
or-
of like a it's basically like the black crime gang
yeah.
and the but he's well established, and then there's like these Italians
right.
and old Irish and yeah,
Who-
so it's all these
None of
different
them
crime
like each other.
yeah they're all like competitors, but they're all like there are alliances, and they tolerate each other to be able to work with each other and stuff. So to see him go from like to watch his performances in the first week to the last week, it was
Yeah.
interesting how much more comfortable he had gotten with the character.
That's cool.
Yeah, so like he even said out loud, he's like, man, I wish we could go back and redo the first 5
Yeah.
episodes, because like I finally like know this guy. And it was cool for him to be humble enough to admit that, like to just be like, yeah, like shit, I
Yeah.
I
That's-
learned something about this. It was
That's why
like,
he's who he
he-
is, because
yeah.
he refines and
Yeah.
gets better.
and
He's
no
like-
shame in the
he's great.
game. He's just like, all right, yeah, like,
Yeah. Because comic,
of course, I mean, it's obvious with hindsight. You've spent all this time learning this, and now you're like, I feel like I've hit my stride. I wish I could go back and
yeah,
hit my stride before day one.
I mean, comics
But-
have been humbled more than most people ever will be,
Absolutely.
like instantaneously. And
yeah,
even
you get immediate feedback on whether
Yeah.
what you did stinks or not.
being Chris Rock doesn't fucking help you on stage. It helps for about 3 seconds. I mean, it helps
Yeah.
for 30 seconds.
Yeah.
And then it's like, you better be funny
Yeah.
or you're
Yeah,
fucked. And dude,
yeah,
I'm sure he's bombed in front of thousands of people before. Like, God damn it.
Yeah.
And then he goes, then back to the drawing board. Like, I'm not great. That's the thing.
Oh,
It's like,
yeah.
these guys
Yep.
are not, it's like we said, I said another episode of like, you're not a genius. You're sitting down and dealing with the fact that you're not a genius. Like
Yeah,
that's what writing
That's what
is.
writing is. Yeah. That's so
it's like,
awesome.
God damn it. That's why you have to write it. If you were a genius, you'd be like Mozart, where you just write down the music you hear in
Yeah.
your head.
Yeah.
And he had no troubles at all, like with the music.
right.
So he just got shit faced and wrote down music. And then he died when he was 30 something or whatever.
yeah.
Anyways, that's awesome.
Yeah, it was a cool moment to
That's
just
cool.
like to be there while he was kind of holding court a little bit on the set. It may not have been 5 minutes, and maybe it was 3.5, but it was still, he was just
It's-
like,
it's
you know,
long for you. You're
he
just
was
like,
going. I
"Whoa,
was just
dude."
like, oh.
Did you have like those moments too? You're like, have a slight outer body experience of like, I'm just standing here listening to Chris Rock.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah. Did you ever been?
I have two. You may have been. I can't remember if you were with me in Chicago. We went to that karaoke bar that's at that 6-way intersection. I only went there the one time. I'm thinking it was like down in like by Wicker Park or
Park?
something. Yeah, it may have been Wicker Park.
Yeah.
And
Was that the one that was huge? I think it's closed now.
It was a big karaoke.
huge venue.
I think
Yeah.
they did karaoke like every night too. But anyways, we went in there and it was just me and a bunch of dudes. I think we walked in, we were already kind of trashed. So I walked by and it's all like Wicker Park, like hipster white kids. And then I walk by, there's a table, like their big table in the place. It's this huge circular table. I see like 10 enormous black dudes, like jacked black guys.
Okay.
And I just walked by. I was like, that's something. Like that's somebody.
yeah,
something's
you
up.
notice when you see like
Yeah.
10 jacked black
And-
dudes hanging.
Yeah, they all look like bodyguards, and I just kind of glanced. I didn't want to stare. And then
Sure.
and there was 10 black dudes, and then one like supermodel white chick just sitting in the middle of them, which is so funny. And so I just walked past their table. I was like, I wonder what that is. Whatever. Hanging out with some people, hanging out with friends, drinking. And then I go to the bathroom, and on my way to the bathroom, a dude stands up from that table, and he stands up right in front of me, and he's towering over me,
Yeah.
and it's fucking Michael Jordan. And he just like
What?
he looks down at me, and we just look at each other. He has a diamond earring in,
Yeah.
and he just looked, and I was like, that's Michael and his chick over there. And these are like his boys and his guards, whatever they are.
Yeah. I mean,
But dude,
if you're Michael Jordan walking around at night, like having a good time, of course you want to have like a squad just in case.
Of course. So
Holy shit.
So we're like,
I was definitely not there.
So we were-
to clear this up.
Okay.
I was not. I've never met Michael
it
Jordan.
was
That would be
crazy,
fucking amazing, though.
like face to face with him, because I didn't expect to see him there. And I'm not a crazy sports guy,
sure.
but he's Michael Jordan.
Yeah,
he's
everybody knows
best-
Michael Jordan.
he's one of the best athletes to ever live,
Yeah.
and the most famous to ever live too.
Yeah.
And dude, we made eye contact, and I went, and then and he like nodded at me like, yeah, I know, dude. A lot of people have that
he's like,
reaction.
this is not the first time I've gotten that reaction.
And then I just walked around him like, and just kept going. It's like, holy fuck. But it was weird. Like this feeling came over me that I had not had before of like, what the, like, it was like he jumped out of the movie Space Jam into my world. It's like, holy shit.
That's so awesome.
That was
Whoa.
a weird feeling. I didn't even say anything to him.
Yeah.
But the other time, which similar to what happened to you, when I worked on an episode of Parts Unknown, when I did Anthony Bourdain's show, which when I met Anthony Bourdain, I was such a big fan, loved him so much. I was like, this
just
dude's
like effortlessly
the greatest.
cool. Yeah. Just like,
and when I met him, he was so quiet and nice. And I was just like, I had none of that feeling. He was just like a guy all of a sudden. And also he writes the show. He's orchestrating the whole thing, producing it while he's talking to people, blah, 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 blah. Like he's writing in his head. He's crazy.
Yeah.
Poor guy. R.I.P. I love
rest in
love
peace.
Love you, Tony B. So
Tony B.
he was cool as hell. He was just chill. But then one night he went to dinner with Bill Murray because Bill Murray lives here in Charleston.
He's a Charleston guy.
They went
Love
to
that.
dinner together, and Bill Murray pulled up to the restaurant on a little red moped. And he pulled up and he saw that I had like a walkie-talkie on, so he knew I was one of the dudes.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, he started walking towards me. I was just like, oh, hey. I was like, hey, Bill, what's up? And he goes, hey. He was like, hey, do you know who gave me this moped? I was like, no. Who gave you the moped? And he was like, Rodney Dangerfield owed me money. I wrote jokes for Rodney and some special he did, and he never gave me money. And he was drunk one night, and he was like, here, kid. He's like, take the goddamn moped. And he like gave him the keys. And he was like, I still got that moped. This is 30 years ago. I was like, holy hell. But like, while Bill Murray was telling me this story, I was like, I had this moment of like clarity when he was telling me this, when I realized like halfway through it, I go, when he finishes this story, I have nothing to say to him.
Yeah. You're just
There's nothing I can say that will impress him or be interesting.
Nope.
And so he finished
Nothing.
the story and was like, all right, where's Tony? And then just like, I pointed and he's like, all right, and just like walked away.
Yeah.
But he knew. He was like, oh yeah, no, he didn't need me to respond.
Yeah.
but he
was
did.
just telling you a story. I feel like
It
Bill
was cool.
Murray,
He gave me a moment though of like,
yeah.
give me a little moment.
He's all about giving people a moment.
For
Like, when
sure.
which is like, it's so
His-
interesting.
his pranks, classic pranks
Yeah.
over the years.
Yeah, like in Charleston, people will be doing like wedding photography. Like a husband and wife will be like, it's their first day, and he'll just be, if he's walking by, he's getting in that picture, and he's gonna be like, hey, da-da-da.
Yes.
Like, and there's so many of those like pretty funny moments where he does that. And have we talked about it on the pod? The Darwin story.
Yeah. That story is the alleged, because we've heard the same story from multiple people.
Yeah.
So
it's the possible urban legend.
It's the urban legend of the you'll never believe.
Yeah, they'll never believe you.
They'll never believe you story.
Yeah.
Look it up, guy. It's in the Bill Murray. There's a documentary about him, and I think
Yeah.
it comes up.
Yeah,
Which
but, yeah.
our
apparently,
buddy
our buddy
John-
Darwin was.
I say
leaving.
no. Our buddy John Barnhart is in the documentary about Bill Murray
Is he?
because he ran into him in an airport, and he had his camera with him, and he was like, and he started talking to him about how much he loved Wes Anderson's movies, and Bill Murray was like, "Do you want to walk in slow motion with me, like in a Wes Anderson film?" And Barnhart was like, "Yes." And so Barnhart gave his camera to a friend, and he did a backwards tracking shot through the airport, and him and Bill Murray walked in slow motion together. It's in the documentary. dude, it's the shit. I was like,
That
dude,
is so I'm like, I don't
That's
even
so
know what to say.
awesome.
I don't.
I was like,
I
Barnhart.
can't believe I didn't know this.
that's the
Oh
coolest.
my god, that is
Shout
awesome.
out John Barnhart,
John Barnhart,
Who-
love him, love
who
him.
went to Trident Technical College here in Charleston and got in big fights with the department, and then he left and won an Emmy as a director of photography. And then he took his Emmy to the school and gave it to his professors and left. And it's in a display case of the school.
Wow.
Good job, John Barn.
Dude, way to rub that in. Wow,
Anyways, awesome.
that is
Dude,
incredible.
This was a,
slow motion
yeah,
with
so good.
Bill Murray. Oh,
Well, this was a
that's
great,
so awesome.
I think this was a great Hollywood episode.
Oh yeah, we gotta get some Hollywood episodes. You know what? We're gonna we had so much fun with our guests. We're gonna come up with some more guests in the near
dude.
future.
You know what?
Shout
We'll-
out to
we'll get some
HR Henry Riggs and Andy
Yeah.
Livengood, and
Super fun.
Shout out to Chris Rock. Shout out to Jason
Bye.
Schwartzman. Shout out to Bill Murray.
By the way,
Shout
dude,
out to
I'm
Noah
such
Hawley.
I'm such an idiot. Okay, we're both of us. We dropped the ball big time.
What?
We had Andy Livengood on the podcast last week.
Yep.
We did not bring up the fact that you and Andy both married me.
Oh. Oh. That is.
I had-
Dude, wow.
I've had
it was
two
like right
weddings.
there the whole time.
Two
Matt
weddings
had
to the
pandemic
same
style.
woman.
Yeah,
And-
he got married to the same woman twice, and Andy officiated the first one, and I officiated the second one. That's
a
nuts.
future rep. We'll talk
Dude,
about it.
We'll
when
have
Andy
to talk
comes
about
back.
it someday.
Hilarious. All right.
Amazing.
Guys, we're all dead podcast at gmail.com.
Hit us up.
Tell us what you think. We have a YouTube. You can watch our stupid faces.
Yeah, you can see our dumb looks.
And if you can
I'm making a
see-
weird face right now that
If
you
you
could
can see
be
our
seeing.
stupid, weird faces right now, then you should also subscribe to the audio podcast just to give us some numbers.
Subscribe on all channels.
Dude,
Like and subscribe, guys. You know what I'm saying?
we have fucking Instagram. We have
Oh.
fucking Instagram.
We got
Who
that
cares?
social media, baby.
Guys, who gives a flying turkey?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just happy to be with you and talk to you, Matt. You're
Dude, you're the
You're-
best.
you're the best. You know,
You're
what?
I'm
the coolest.
starstruck around you.
I'm I find myself at a loss for words around you, Matt.
Dude, if we were both starstruck.
It would be it would
Um,
be so bad.
Dude,
Be like,
so
oh,
what are you up to?
God, wow! I'm
You're so cool.
You're cool. No,
Dude,
you're cool. No, you're
Uh,
cool.
Shut up. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna leave now.
All right, we're both gonna leave now, guys.
We're
thanks
both
for
gonna
tuning in.
leave. Yeah, thanks, guys. Love you.
Smoochies.
Smoochy. And they never stop smooching.
Why would you rather